improved coordination, powerful arms. This workout takes your upper body strength to the next level.
Focus on coordination. Let's go.
Caterpillar move. 45 seconds. Rather than big steps with your hands, take lots of small steps. The transference of weight from one hand to the other will fire up your obliques much more. The caterpillar will challenge your shoulder stability, core muscles, and increase wrist strength. Iron soldier step. 45 seconds. Swing the opposite leg to opposite hand, maintaining a straight leg throughout the swing. Stay light on your toes and draw the core muscles tight to avoid losing control in the torso. The iron soldier will wake up your core muscles and gives an active hamstring stretch. Dolphin plank one leg up. 45 seconds. Start in a forearm plank, elbows down. Lift the right leg and left arm off the ground, stabilizing from the core. Return to the plank and repeat with opposite arms and legs. A wider stance will be easier to stabilize, so challenge yourself and keep going. These muscles will improve your standing and seated posture, as well as providing balance to the muscles of the trunk. Cat-cow. 45 seconds. Start on all fours, hands under your shoulders, knees under hips. Press into the hands to lift your ribs high. Round your back, gaze towards your hips. Reverse this and extend your spine, reaching the ribs towards the ground. Really mobilize your spine. Go slow. It is very tempting to rush, but taking your time will give the nervous system a chance to get used to the movement, and in turn, you will be freer to mobilize. This will help to mobilize any areas of your spine that may be restricted and stretch the muscles around the trunk. Crab movement. 45 seconds. Start seated with your hands behind your back and your feet wide and flat. With the fingers pointing back, lift the hips high as you reach your right arm over your head. Gaze towards your lifted hand. Return your arm, then repeat on the opposite side, keeping your hips elevated the whole time. Adjust the width between the hands to suit your body. The crab movement helps to open up tight shoulders, great for those who do a lot of lifting or want to improve their posture. Scorpion's walk right. 30 seconds. Start in a plank with the right leg elevated. Bend your elbows to lower your chest as close as you can to the floor whilst drawing the right knee to the right shoulder. Push back up to extend the leg behind you. Repeat without dropping the leg. Draw your chest forward and the knee high for additional work in the upper body when in the deepest point of the push-up. A full body exercise that will blast the chest muscles and core. Scorpion's walk left. 30 seconds. Start in a plank with the left leg elevated. Bend your elbows to lower your chest as close as you can to the floor, whilst drawing the left knee to the right shoulder. Push back up to extend the leg behind you. Repeat without dropping the leg. Draw your chest forward and the knee high for additional work in the upper body when in the deepest point of the push-up. A full body exercise that will blast the chest muscles and core. Abs balance. Start seated. Rock back off your sit bones and lift both legs to 90 degrees in front of you. Sit tall and bring the hands into the chest. For more challenge, take the arms wide to the side. Draw your abs into your spine so you feel like you're putting on some tight jeans. A slight compression of these muscles will help to stabilize and protect your lower back whilst you are in an unstable position. This requires a lot of strength in the deep core. 45 seconds. Lie flat on your back with your arms, legs, and upper back off the ground. Draw your knees into your chest as you reach towards your ankles. Extend the arms and legs as far away from each other as possible, keeping your upper back off the floor. Imprint your spine into the ground so there is no gap between your back and the floor. The V-up is the ultimate exercise for a strong core. Bear walk, 45 seconds. Stand on your right leg with both hands flat on the ground. Crawl out to a plank while keeping the left leg elevated. Then take a push-up, bending the left knee into the right elbow. Walk the hands back, then repeat. Keep the head in line with the spine on the plank and push-up, trying not to let the head hang forward. Bear walks will power up your chest, shoulders, and core muscles, especially the obliques. Great for sustained upper body strength. Bear walk, 45 seconds. Stand on your left leg with both hands flat on the ground. Crawl out to a plank while keeping the right leg elevated. Then take a push-up, bending the right knee into the left elbow. Walk the hands back, then repeat. Keep the head in line with the spine on the plank and push-up, trying not to let the head hang forward. Bear walks will power up your chest, shoulders, and core muscles, especially the obliques. Great for sustained upper body strength. Cross climber, 30 seconds. Start seated, then lean back onto your elbows. Lift the legs one at a time to a 45-degree angle in front of the body. Circle the legs outwards and downwards, completing the circle where the leg started. Keep your hips still and your abs drawn in. Keep lifting out of the shoulders rather than sinking into the floor. Using the legs as such heavy levers will build a strong core. Rotation push-up, 45 seconds. Start in an active plank. Bend your elbows and draw your chest to the floor as you sweep your left leg across the midline of your body to the right side. Return from the push-up to straight arms, then repeat the second side. Keep the leg that is sweeping straight. This gets deep into your adductors, chest, shoulders, and core muscles. Elbow crunch, 45 seconds. While seated, lean back onto your elbows and extend your legs out in front of you at head height. Draw the knees into the chest, then extend them back out. Repeat, and try to exhale when the legs are straight. Try to keep the pelvis still so the lower back does not arch upon extension of the legs. This will work the stabilizing muscles of the trunk. Glide abs. 45 seconds. Lie down on your back, propped up only by your elbows. Move your legs upwards toward the ceiling. Keep both legs together as you lower them to the left, not allowing them to touch the floor. Draw the legs back to the center, then repeat on the other side. Only lower the legs as far as you can maintain control in the hips and shoulders. Rotational exercises are great for strengthening the obliques and multifidus, muscles that help to stabilize the spine under load. Long leg scorpions. 45 seconds. From plank, draw the right knee into the right shoulder. Then reach it back behind you, slightly twisting the hips into a more open position. Keep the elbows soft. Keep the weight moving forward in the arms, even when you reach the leg back. Side plank curl. 45 seconds. Press into your legs and lift your hips high, stacking the hips and shoulders to avoid rotation. Draw the right knee into the chest, back out, and really feel the extension before repeating. Keep the bottom leg straight and continue to lift hips high throughout. This will also strengthen your quadratus lumborum, a muscle which provides support to the lower back. Side plank curl. 45 seconds. Start lying on your side with your left elbow down on the ground. Press into your legs and lift your hips high, stacking the hips and shoulders to avoid rotation. Draw the left knee into the chest, back out, and really feel the extension before repeating. Keep the bottom leg straight and continue to lift hips high throughout. This will also strengthen your quadratus lumborum, a muscle which provides support to the lower back. One leg push-up. 45 seconds. Get into a plank position with your hands wider than your shoulders. Lift your right leg, sweeping it back behind the left leg as you bend your elbows into a press-up. Drop your chest as close as possible to the ground. Then return back to straight arms, switching the legs at the top of the movement. Repeat on the opposite leg. As you lift the left leg, slightly twist the upper body towards the left. This will add additional loading to the right arm, and vice versa on the other side. The heavier the load, the bigger the gains, right? The weight on the lifted leg will load up the same tricep and bicep, challenging arm strength. Oblique crunch right. 45 seconds. Start seated on the left side of your butt, with your right hip elevated and your left elbow on the ground. Draw the legs up towards your face, keeping them straight and glued together. Then lower the legs to about 45 degrees. Each time the legs come up, Tap them with your right hand. Keep the legs tight together, activating the inner thighs. This loads